All right, let's discuss. There's a lot of movement, and again, sometimes these assistant changes take a little bit of a deeper dive for us to get into. So come on, Mel Tucker, let's jump on the carousel. So I actually want to start with something, Bud, that you brought up before the show. So Ohio State has promoted Keenan Bailey to co-offensive coordinator after announcing that Brian Hartline was going to be stepping up and promoted to offensive coordinator. As we are now trying to take stock, and again, Keenan Bailey, for those who are not aware, he was the tight ends coach now, and he's going to be working with Brian Hartline. They've got a new run game coordinator in Tyler Bowen. But what is the makeup of this Ohio State offensive staff right now?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go listen to Bucknuts Morning 5 after this just to make sure I don't screw this up.
Shout out to Dave Biddle. Shout out to Bucknuts. You know, he's a big fan of the show. We're a big fan of his.
Chip, Danny, Tom, congratulations on also being coordinators now of some type for Ohio State's offense. I believe I also received my promotion this morning. This feels a little weird. I'm not saying bad weird, but it's kind of like how many cooks are in the kitchen? Maybe they're just all sous chefs, and Ryan Day is actually like the chef, right? Okay, like Hartline, you're a coordinator now, and Keenan, you're a coordinator now, and then Tyler Bowen, who I think is kind of sneaky good coordinating the run game, because I remember when the Hokies hired him, I was like, man, I hate his passing offense at Marshall, but they really do some fun run concept stuff. So maybe for kind of undervalued assets here, getting Bowen over just to focus on the run game stuff, because obviously the passing game struggles that he showed with his offenses at Marshall strongly continued with the Hokies. I mean, their passing game has been horrid since he's been there. I think that could be a really good hire for them on the offensive running side of things. But how is this all going to work? Like, is Hartline going to call the plays? Is Bailey going to call the plays? Do we think this is kind of like, hey, I got 3 helpers and Ryan Day is the real dude again? I don't know.
When did this even happen? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Did this happen yesterday or this morning?
Last night or this morning, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
I saw Pete Thamel report it, so we might still be in the process of finalizing, which leads to what my hunch is here. But DK, you got any sort of thoughts on the stirring of the positions and the roles and the titles in Columbus?
Yeah, we talked a lot about this last week when we were talking about, like, what does it actually look like, the collaborative, effort that it could be all these coaches that game plan during the week. They all have their 2 cents. They've got their plays they call, so it's not too complicated. But I do wonder who actually is going to have the final say. Is it Ryan Day? Is he the one that kind of, and I'm sure he probably will, even if he's not calling the plays to the quarterback in the helmet, he might be able to step in and say, no, I don't want that one, pretty quick, because you're talking ahead of time before the last play is over. To me, am I just the only one that sees this as ways to get guys more money?
Bingo! I was like, this to me seems like the Homeboy Hall of Fame. Sounds like Ryan Day realized that he had a lot more leverage to be able to pass out a couple raises. And if getting the raises through the system means creating new titles and being able to, just put fancy new names on things, that's what leads to a bigger paycheck for his coaches, the coaches who stood by him, the coaches who helped him be able to save his job with that playoff run. I see this one very much as being a way for Ryan Day to capitalize on whatever he's got with Ohio State to get his coaches money. And look, good for Ryan Day. That's how you keep coaches loyal. That's how you keep them working hard, is by being able to show them that kind of support. So I definitely understand why there would be concern, or at least some questions about what this means. I don't think it means much. I think Ryan Day is still the boss. And I think a lot of this shuffling and promotion probably just gets more money for his guys.
Makes sense to me. Like the chat is concerned that Bowen is coaching O-line, but has not been an O-line coach. There were teams even before this was legal who basically, once the media got ushered out of practice, they had a shadow coaching staff kind of come on and do the real coaching, and the guys who were coaches were basically there just to recruit. Now that's legal to do. So I think that's, everybody is just playing to their strengths nowadays, or if you're optimizing, you should be playing to your strengths.